Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So this is my first video on this channel. You guys might know me from Roadrunner Training Projects, which is my other running YouTube channel. Basically, that other one I wanted to keep more towards shoe reviews and like distance running, trail running stuff. This channel, in other words, is more geared towards track stuff, everything track oriented. Um, More specifically, if we were to dive into what this channel is kind of geared towards, since this is kind of my first video, I just want to touch on this really quickly. And then we'll get into the 5 things you need to know going into like championship season. So, but first off, this channel is going to be more geared towards anybody who does hurdles, long jump, triple jump, high jump, all the jumps. I'm not super experienced with pole vault yet, but I'm going to try to make a couple videos on those. So if you guys are into pole vault, I'll try to find some people who are a little more knowledgeable than myself. And then also distance running on the track. We're going to have a lot on distance running on the track. Over the summer, I'll start making a program essentially for like a training program. And it's going to be free. You guys can just tune in. I'm going to post one video a week, and you guys can basically have a free training program. And the one video a week will go over the whole week. So, or maybe I'll do it so it releases one a day, but I'll record all of them at once. So that's probably what I'm doing. But there'll be like a video a day or something, or maybe a video a week. You guys have to just tune in. You have all the training you need. It's going to be more geared towards like a general plan. And if you guys want more private stuff, you guys can contact me. We could figure that out. So I just want something that can be shared like around the world. I coach out a track club right now. I coach McConnell for kids in the off season. So just something that can be used, general purpose kind of stuff. So that's kind of the idea, what we're going to be moving into. But I probably release a few videos before I start that. So this one's going to be, again. This one's going to be about championship season, how you succeed in championship season. There's a lot of differences between championship season and regular season. So when we're talking about championship season, it's going to be typically kids and like adults, even like if you're in college or whatever. You're going to be running a lot faster than you do in the regular season, and you're going to be hopefully more engaged, stuff like that. That's like a general idea of kind of what we're looking at when we're in championship season. I mean, it's when you want to be peaking, right? When you want to be at your best, because that's when it really counts, right? So like everybody, like the PRs and stuff are great in the races before, but it doesn't really count until championship. Like that's where you get the medals and all that kind of stuff, right? So like NCAAs or like your state meet, or maybe like your league meet or your regional meet. Those are going to be the meets that really count. And that's where if you're counting track as a team sport, which I do for my team, heavily count track as a team sport. It's actually, you have to run leagues even letter on my team. So essentially, yes. If you count it like that, then it is like crucial. It's the most important race, right? So let's kind of dive in. Let me just introduce myself. My name is Brandon Croggy. I grew up distance running. I was an 8-miler, I would say, in high school. And then when I got to college, I was told I was not a miler, but I ended up being a miler anyways, pretty much. I was probably my best event. It was the 1500 and the mile. But I now do marathons. I'm going back to the mile 5K just for some speed work, just for like the summer and spring. Hopefully I'm going to do a mile time trial pretty soon here. Maybe I'll post it here. I don't know. We'll see. If it seems relevant, I might post it here. So I'll probably do that either tomorrow or the next day, actually. So pretty soon here. Pretty sore today, so we'll see about that. But let's kind of dive back in. So yeah, I mean, I ran for the school I'm coaching right now, which is Conifer High School, and I killed it championship season. I almost qualified for state back then in 2012, my last year in championship season. And I want to kind of just go over, and that's kind of how it also played out in college too. Like a lot of times in college, I was always on my best game. I was always peaking in championship season. So I would say I have some good experience with that. I've been coaching also for about 7 years, and I focus on championship season. I peak my kids for that. I don't focus on anything else. typically most of my kids, they maybe get small improvements throughout the year and then they get huge improvements during championship season. That's exactly how I want it. I want to push them. I train through meets until we get to championship season. That's when the weather's the nicest here in Colorado. That's also when I want them to be on their game so that they can qualify for state. Because if you qualify for state, like for Colorado, it's top 18 go to state, no matter what, within your division, right? So we don't have a regional thing. Even if you have a regional thing, that's going to be really important to be on your game in championship season, right? But essentially with Colorado, we have top 18. So if you qualify in the beginning of the season, doesn't mean you're in. You can get bumped out pretty easily. So especially as the season goes on, people get better. So that's why I always focus on championship season. I think you should focus on it no matter what. If you have a regional qualifying meet, or if you have the top 18 system or something like that we do here in Colorado. So yeah, let's kind of dive in. Actually, let me show you guys just really quickly my high school self, and this is going to be my league meet. The photos are not great. It was 2012. I wasn't into photography or anything like that. My mom took them with her phone. So, yeah, let's kind of dive into that, and I'll kind of show you guys. Oops, I got myself doubled up right here. I'll show you guys that. So, I'm not even plugged in. That's great. There we go. Should become live pretty soon. There we go. Sorry about that. I think it's my first time doing this. All right. So yeah, let's dive in. So this is, I think, a different Jeffco meet. I believe this album's just labeled Jeffco. So let me just kind of find what I'm looking for. It's not that one. All right. So I think it starts right here. I think this is like the 2 mile or something right here. Let me just put myself in the top corner there. So yeah, this is like the 2 mile right here. Just gonna kind of scroll through. This is just us on the starting line. You don't need to see any of that. I didn't do great in this event. Like I'm like way in the back. This could be the mile though. Actually, that's probably what it is. Let's see as it progresses. It's like there was one event. Yeah, this is the mile. So notice how far back I am. Like I'm off the back of this group here. Like there's a lot of kids here. There's a good amount right there. I'm off the back. So you might think, oh yeah, he didn't do too great this race. I think this is like maybe 400 meters to go, maybe the 800 meter mark. I can't remember. And then it came around. No, that's probably the 400 meter to go mark, or just before the 400 meter to go mark, according to the stadium we normally run at. And then here, notice like this guy right here in the white and green is actually second place. So I'm actually in third place here. So I'll dive into this race a little bit more. I was pretty far, like this is the mile, my senior year of leagues. I was pretty far behind. I ran 4:39 here. That was a 6 to 7 second PR. I can't remember which one it was. But it was a 6 to 7 second PR from what I normally run. And then, that's the 800, so we don't need to go into that. By the 300 meter to go mark, I just kicked it in. I just went for it. I caught so many people. Like right here, this is 100 meters to go. So in 200 meters, I got up to third, basically in 200 meters. From very close to last, honestly. Like I was so far back. It did not look good. So I caught up. I got up to third, and I was closing down on this guy. If I would have won sooner, I think I would have caught him. But I was ready to go, and I ran 6 to 7 second PR, and I was just going for it. Like I had a different mindset. Like that's just how I typically am when I'm in league championships. And I'll go into those 5 steps in a second here. I promise. If you guys want to jump ahead, I'll leave the time codes below. So this is gonna be the start of the 800, which was very shortly after the mile within our leagues, and it's still that way actually. As you can kind of see, you don't really see my start, but we see me coming around after the first lap. So this is almost the end of the first lap. I'm mixed in. I think I was like top 3 to start, like top, maybe like in second place at some point at the very far end there. And then I was kind of just sticking with the leaders at this point. So running. Oh, this is actually last lap actually or something. I don't know. But again, I don't have a whole lot of pictures. I wasn't into photography and stuff like that yet. But I actually ended up placing third in this race too. So I actually ended up beating one of these guys right here. This guy in the black, actually, he was actually one of my college teammates at Metro. He's a little bit younger than I was. But I ended up placing third in this one too because there's one out, and I went out fast. Like I was never like that in the 800. I never went out in the top 3. This race, I just went after it, went in the top 3. So let's cut back over to me over here, and let's talk about how you can do this. And I did this stuff in college. I've coached this way. And I just want to kind of just briefly share a little bit of my knowledge on the subject and kind of how you do this. So, first point, I mean, championship season, typically these races are very unpredictable. So, especially in college, let me put it that way, and especially in distance running, the races are super unpredictable. The reason why is because everybody's going for the win. They're not going for time anymore. So throughout the normal season, typically you're going to be going for time. Like college, how you qualify in D2 as opposed to D1. And same with Colorado, how you qualify in Colorado is the top 18, right? So everybody's going for time throughout the whole season. And then now you're going for the win because now winning is more important than your time. Typically you have a last chance meet after this. So what this ends up being is ends up being sometimes a little bit slower race than you expect to start, but then when it ends, it's a fast kick, or some weird stuff can happen. I've had so many weird things happen in college. Like the prelims are typically fast. Like I think one time the prelims, my last year of college, I was like 2 seconds off or 1 second off from qualifying to nationals. And I actually backed off the last 100 meters, which is stupid. I wish I didn't do that. I mean, I learned my lesson there. But then I got the final because I thought, yeah, the finals I'll qualify. I should have learned my lesson. I was a senior in college. Like I shouldn't have known. We get in and it's just like dead slow. It's like we went through in like 80, I think, for the first lap. And we're college level athletes. I mean, we were running at 8,000 feet, but we were still running easily running at the prelims. I think around 4:02 for the 1500 at the 8,000 feet of altitude. And then the finals, we went through in like 80. Like that is way off 4:02 pace for the 1500 for our first lap. And then I ended up taking the lead to try to drop the pace down because I'm like, I got to qualify for nationals. So I actually trumped my RMAC, which is our league essentially, or region or conference, I guess is what you call that more in college. And I was like, I just got to go for it. I just got to qualify. I'm not in the nationals. So I started just leading. Ended up backfiring on me. That was probably the worst championship race I've had. And then last 400 meters, people started passing me, and they outkicked me. So that's kind of what happened my last race there, and that's my point. I mean, it's unpredictable. Sometimes it will go out fast. Somebody might just take it and just go, right? Like, so that was me after the first lap in the championship race. But then a lot of times it's going to be a sit and kick where everybody's just going slow. They're going to kick. Or maybe you just don't know what's going to happen. Somebody could just get super aggressive and be like, I'm going to take this from the start. Like our 5K runner in a mile, or they're a 2 miler running the 800 or something. They're like, I just got to go from the start because I don't have that kick. That's what I was thinking about a lot of times when I was in college. So yeah, it's unpredictable. So be ready for anything. And just know your strengths, know what you're kind of weak at, but still don't count yourself out. That's kind of point one. So that was point one. Point two, you're tapered. So let me just say this. Anything is possible because that last, and this is how I was throughout college. I would PR by like 6-7 seconds on the mile at our conference championship for the most part, a lot of the times. And in high school, this mile I showed you guys in this 800, the mile I PR'd by 6 to 7 seconds. The 800 was 4 seconds off my 800 time. So I ran 2:02 and 4:39. Sure, it's not super fast. In 2012, that was actually pretty good. And the 2:02 was almost state caliber at Division 4A. So there's like 5A is the biggest one, 4A's next step down. So I was close to qualifying for state. I was 2 seconds off, I believe, in the 800. So yeah, I mean, I was tapered, ready to go, and yeah, you're just faster. So you just gotta be ready because you don't know where you're gonna run. A lot of my athletes, like I was just explaining this yesterday to my athletes because we're in leagues right now. I was like, guys, you are tapered. Like they're all like, I can't run that time. I'm like, yes, you can. Like to make finals, I'm telling them what times they have to run. Like you have to run this time and you have to compete. Go out there and compete. And they're like, I can't run that time. I have never run that time. I was like, yeah, but you're tapered. And then they go out and they run that time. So it's super important to understand that when you're tapered, you can run unbelievable times you've never been able to run before. If your coach knows what they're doing, I hope I know what I'm doing. If I see improvements on conference and everybody's PRing, then I'm like, okay, good. I did a good job. So that's how I kind of measure my success as a coach, to make sure my athletes are ready to go when it counts. So So point number 3, you have to have that unstoppable attitude, but you also have to be in control. So you don't want to be stupid and just go out and then, like, let's say you're running a 2 mile and you go out in like 30 seconds. Like you think you're gonna run an 8-minute 2 mile. I mean, I get it. You can go out a little bit faster in the first 200, but then you come through in 60 seconds or you come through in like 62. You're going to blow up pretty hard unless you're some really elite level college athlete or really good high schooler. Like, that's a very hard thing to hold. So don't be stupid, but also be unstoppable. It's kind of my point there. So just have that mindset where you're just like, I'm just going to wreck people. Like, if you're bottom of the league, bottom of the conference, don't go out and try to win maybe, but go out and try to be mid-pack. If you're mid-pack, maybe you should consider the possibility of winning, but don't go out and maybe lead the race. Just stay in that lead pack. If you're closer to the front end, then go out and just try to win that thing. So just be unstoppable. That's kind of my third point. You just got to have that mindset. I'm going to be unstoppable. I'm just going to chase down anybody who tries to take the lead from me. Number 4. So number 4, I'm trying to keep this thing moving. This is like your last race. You might have a last chance race, so you have to have the mentality of do or die. And then if you're at your last chance meet, it's definitely time for do or die to make that championship race, right? So just go out there, leave it all on the track. Again, don't run stupid, but leave it out there. I have like mottos I put through my head. I'm like, embrace the pain, because I know the more pain I experience, the faster I run. And it's not going to be linear in terms of like, the pain, like you increase the effort, the pain increases the same amount. Typically, the pain increases less than the effort, like than the speed does. So like you increase the speed a lot, your pain's only go up just a little bit. So keep that in mind, and just kind of just go for it. Like, again, don't be stupid, but just leave it out there. Leave it all out there. Make sure we're not saving it all to the last. Like if you're running the 2 mile, that's the last 200 meters. Like gradual acceleration towards the end. 9 mile, I went out 300 meters and caught all those people, and I was almost last. Like I was like very end of that pack. There was maybe a couple people off the back end, but then I caught up to and I got into 3rd place. And I just went for it, 300 meters out. I was like, this is a good spot. I wish I would have went for it probably closer to 400 meters out. In college, I would typically go 600 meters out to 500 meters out, and that was actually probably a little too far for a mile. So just kind of knowing your limits there. Typically 400 meters is a pretty good spot to start building. For like the 2 mile, I could sometimes build out closer to that 600 to 700, but it'd be a gradual acceleration. If you can you don't want to have that snap quick acceleration if you're like really far behind, unless you're like racing somebody and you just want to drop them and you're in the top pack or something, then you go right away into that acceleration, right? That's like for distance runners. For sprinters, you just got to have the mentality from the start. Your race is so short, right? Or jumpers, your jumps are, you get 3 attempts or whatever it may be, 4 attempts. You just got to be explosive right then and right there. So you got to have that very aggressive mentality, and you have to have that before you even start the race or event when you're a sprinter or jumper. With distance running, you can wait longer. You can have that stuff later. And I know I've been talking a lot kind of more distance oriented, but a lot of this stuff still applies to sprinting. I mean, unpredictable sprints, like people are peaking, so you don't know what they're going to run. 400s can be kind of unpredictable as well. Your tapered thing, yeah, it applies definitely to sprinting and jumping, actually even more, I would say, than distance running. And then just that unstoppable attitude, but being in control. Depends on the sprint. You want to be in control of your body, and you don't want to be like crossing your midline if you're sprinting like this. Everything should be going straight down the track. That's what I mean by in control with sprinting, okay? So number 5, our final point, is don't trust how you feel. You typically feel off because you're in your prime shape. So you're feeling off because we're not in our normal feeling. Like most of my athletes, they might even feel bad sometimes. And I've noticed this with myself too. I'll feel bad, but then I'll run an amazing race where I PR by 6 to 7 seconds in a mile. Like, how is that possible? Well, here's my theory on it, right? So you're just feeling off because you're used to feeling snappy, I guess, like muscle tension wise. So your muscle tension might not be as great sometimes in leagues because we're not doing as much like aggressive stuff every single day, and you're backing off a little bit, so you're a little bit fresher. I don't know. I just feel like you're in a different headspace sometimes, and like your body sometimes is reacting weird because it's like, what are we doing? Like, why are we not going hard every day anymore? Because you're used to that. So like my athletes yesterday, for example, we're all complaining. Like some of them are coming up to me like, I'm feeling off. I'm feeling like exhausted. I'm like, well, ignore that. Just completely ignore that, because I have run PRs, massive PRs, when I feel exactly how you do right now. And yeah, I mean, the athletes who did that and complained like that to me yesterday, they ended up running PRs. Like they ended up PRing and qualifying for, some of them even qualify for finals tomorrow, 2 days from now. Some even qualify for the finals. And it's like, exactly, like I knew you guys would, and you just got to talk them down almost like from a ledge if you're a coach. But just know this, if you guys are an athlete out there, don't trust how you feel on the day of, okay? Anything can happen. Championship races are crazy, and you just got to be ready to go, all right? That's going to be the main thing. So I hope this video really helped you guys out. I know it's kind of long. I'm going to try to get these videos to be a little bit more snappy and quicker. But yeah, there's some really important topics I wanted to cover as we're going into championship season. My next video is going to be what to do after championship season if you're going to be running, like, let's say summer track or something like that. I'll give some advice there. And let's say you're not going to be running summer track. Let's say you're going to get ready for cross country, or you just don't want to run summer track and you just want to start getting ready for next year or something like that. I'll kind of go over a brief idea of where to go from there. And then my videos over the summer are going to be more geared for those who are running summer track. So if you're a distance runner, sprinter, jumper who's running summer track, I'm not best at throws or like pole vault or anything like that. So I won't be doing anything this season on that. I might be interviewing some coaches on that kind of stuff and learning myself. I'm always learning new track stuff, always learning how to coach new events. So I'll be looking at that. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that, definitely subscribe, like the channel, or like this video, like the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are interested in the summer training. So I'm definitely going to be posting there. I think I'm going to do daily, actually, I think is what I decided. So it's going to be daily, but I'll record everything on the day before. And if you guys want some more private coaching, I'll link an email or something in the description below. So if you guys wanted more private coaching, you guys can go there, and I can coach you guys more privately. But yeah, feel free to do the free coaching. I'll be doing that over the summer. So I'll probably be doing that over the winter too. And then for cross country, you guys are probably, for distance runners, probably doing cross country. But if you're not, I'll probably post some stuff to do. Or let's say you don't really have a distance coach, because that was what I was in my last year high school. Actually, I didn't have a distance coach really. I mean, I just got workouts. There was nobody physically there to coach us. But yeah, I mean, I'll post a little bit during cross, and then indoor season we'll get back at it, and I'll post some more distance stuff. I know a lot of you guys maybe can't afford clubs, stuff like that, so you guys can hopefully use that, and then maybe you just enjoy my training more than the clubs around you. I don't know. Who knows? It's free, whatever. Yeah, you guys can explore that option. So, yep, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be on what to do after our season. So, kind of going into summer season. So, kind of give you guys some guidance there and whatnot. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.